Hi guys. So we just got done with our floor work leg workout and I wanted to do a little bit more stretching and I thought maybe they do too. So I thought I would take a moment to just record some stretching for flexibility in the hips and the legs, just nice cool down stretching. So since I'm doing it, why not join it? What I'm going to do first is I'm just going to get into a wide stance. In this wide stance, we're just going to go up and over and stretch out the obliques. I'm actively reaching long. I'm staying in this lateral movement. I'm not curving forward yet. Okay, and we're going to switch. Good. So as you're stretching, there's a little bit of tension in the legs, but I'm feeling it also stretch in this adductor here because I'm kind of pushing into that hip and across. Okay. Take it down to a double lunge or a sumo squat and drop your shoulder forward and in. As you're stretching, always remember to breathe. Stretching does not always feel grand. It doesn't feel great, but that's okay. Go ahead and switch to your other shoulder. These are just kind of nice stretches to warm up the spine a little bit. Get it ready. Okay, so now what I would like you to do is we're going to take it all the way down as far as you can into an adductor stretch. This foot is turned out slightly. I'm dropping all the way down. My back heel lifts up a little bit. I have really tight Achilles. That's okay. Just try to keep that foot as flat as you can. And I'm going to switch back over to the other side. There we go, so I'm not randomly in the sun. There you go. From here, I'm going to go back to the other side I started at. Notice my heel's down now. Even just that little bit of time spent was able to give me the range of motion I needed. We're going to turn it to a runner stretch. In this position, we're going to drop that knee down, tuck the back toe under. We're going to do a pelvic tilt, so I'm drawing my belly button into the spine. My back is nice and straight, shifting my weight forward until I feel stretch right here on the front. Couple good deep breaths here. Really pressing through this hip. Good. Go ahead and rock it back, sit down. I just realized you guys can't see me. Let me angle this a little bit. All right. So here we are. Okay. I'm going to rock back and sit on my heel as I pull my toes up. Now, when I'm in this position, it's a lot of a stretch right behind the leg and then the hamstring. So in this position, if this is a good spot for you, stay there. Okay, you don't have to go further. Just work on kind of reaching forward with your hands, spine nice and long. If this stretch is, I could do better. What I want you to do first is I want you to tuck your chin to your chest and roll down towards your leg, but keep this foot actively flexed up towards you. Good. Go ahead and lift up, go back to that hip flexor stretch, and we're going to shift it all the way forward, tuck that back toe under, and pick up the leg. So now we're in a runner stretch. In the runner stretch, my hands are actually on the inside of my leg. If this is a good stretch for you, just think about driving that back knee straight, pressing the hips down, and keeping the back nice and long from tailbone to crown of your head. If this is not a good enough stretch for you, drop down to your elbows, but don't let that knee split open. Try to keep it upright. Good. Go ahead and come back up to your hands. Rock back up. We're going to rock onto our kneecap. This time, this leg is going to stay straight. I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to tuck my chin towards my chest rounding out my spine towards my leg. Then come up a little bit, flex that front foot so my toe is lifted towards my head. And then I'm going to do the same thing. If you can grab your ankle and gently tug down towards your leg. Good. Rock forward one more time into that runner stretch. Lift that leg. And we're actually going to lift all the way up, hands on your knee, pressing that heel down and away as I press my hip forward and down towards the front heel. So I'm really thinking nice and long through that psoas, keeping my chest up. My core is engaged. Even though I'm not working out, I still want to protect my back. So I'm still drawing my belly button towards my spine, keeping my chest lifted. So let's drop that knee down. I'm going to put my hands down and turn back to that side stretch. And notice my heel's all the way down. I'm a little lower than I was. I still feel a good stretch in my adductor on this side, and then we're going to switch back to the other side. Okay, from here, we're going to turn, drop that knee, lift up my chest, press my hip forward and down to stretch out. Core is engaged, ribs are cinched in, still drawing everything in towards my center despite the stretching. Might have these a little out of order this round, but I'm going to rock back all the way down to my heel. Remember, if this is a good stretch, just pulling your knee or your toe towards your knee, that's fine. Just hold it here. Okay, if you need more of a stretch, tuck your chin to your chest and reach. Try to let your head hang. Don't hold tension in your shoulders. Okay, let's rock it forward. We're going to take it to that runner stretch. Lock out the back leg. Now, if this is a good stretch, just hold it there. Okay, if you need more of a stretch, drop it down. Knee stays up towards the ceiling. Place that knee down, come up. Now I'm on my kneecap this time. My front foot is out in front, knee is straight. I'm going to pull that toe towards my head, sending my chin towards my chest, reaching down. Belly button is still drawn back. Grabbing onto your ankle, pull downward. Good. Come back up to that runner's lunge. Lift up your chest. Core is tight. I'm pressing my hip forward, but I'm keeping my ribs engaged, keeping my belly button towards my spine. Striving to lock out that back knee. Just holding here, nice and low. Okay. Now, I'm going to bring it up a little bit. Okay, so I want to talk about a couple other stretches with you. One is for if you feel like you have tightness on the front of your foot or your ankles, tuck your foot right next to it like you're going to cross it. Okay, you can hold on to something for balance, hands on your thighs. Just bend one knee and push that foot into like a point until you feel a nice stretch. I've been running a lot more so that the front of my shin or my tibialis anterior always feels like it's kind of really tight right now. So I like doing this forced plantar flexion stretch. kind of help me get some of my mobility back. It works a little bit better without shoes on, but that's okay. Okay, also what I'm gonna do, I'm going to stagger my feet 1 foot back, rock my weight forward, keeping my heel down. So I'm stretching out the leg that's behind me the most. So this foot, doing a calf stretch, gas strap stretch, and then I'm going to bend that knee slightly. And you might have to bring your feet more narrow for this one and shift your weight forward until you feel stretching like the Achilles. You might not. It might not be tighter. That's fine. But these are great stretches to do after you run or after you do a leg workout, because a lot of times we don't realize how much we're actually stabilizing or balancing through our ankles. Go ahead and stagger those feet closer and the back foot. I like using a wall more, but last 2 stretches, let's stretch out our quads. So 2 ways. You can either stand and stretch out your quads, or if you have the ability to do it in a kneeling position, rock forward, go ahead and reach back, or you can even do it in a seated position so you don't have to balance. But you can rock back and grab the shoelaces of your foot and pull it, turn and pull it. Just try to get that foot towards your hip a little bit more. Okay. Nice, good quad stretch. From here, release that foot, let it come down. The front leg is already in the right position for a pigeon stretch. So the shin is trying to be perpendicular to the body or running horizontal across, and you're just going to fold forward over it for a nice hip stretch. And this is preparing us for our very last stretch on each side, which is our splits. So you don't have to do a split. You can certainly just hang out here another time or come back to it later. But it's a good little stretch. So go ahead and get into that pigeon front leg position. Pull that back leg up. You're really trying to turn your hips forward as much as you can. This side's my least flexible side, so it still has some room for growth and improvement and all that jazz. But flexibility is something you have to work at daily to get and to keep. I used to be much more flexible, and now I find that I might be stronger, but as flexible, not so much. Go ahead and drop that leg down, turn into that pigeon stretch. Make sure that shin is running as parallel as you can and fold forward. So, are you ready? After this stretch, we have our splits. We do the best we can. I don't know that I go down all the way anymore, but it's a great little stretch. So, let's start. You can do one of 2 options. You can get into this position here, okay, with your foot out, hands on either side, hips are square, and you can just hold it, okay? Or if you're wanting to go down to your split, just go down. And it might just be here, and that's okay. But I want you to make sure that your hips are squared, your front knee is straight up, your back knee is down towards the ground, and your core is still engaged. You're not compromising that to get your split to the ground, okay? Eventually, over time, this will get better, but it's never going to feel great. It's not going to be until you're all the way down. It's just uncomfortable, and that's okay. Okay? Go ahead and switch. Other side. Leg out in front. Okay, straighten that leg. It's harder on this rug. Don't slide, but slide down when you're ready. Make sure that back knee is under, shoelaces are under, top knee is up towards the sky. You're just lifting through your chest. Don't let that hip turn out. You see my back leg want it to turn out? No. Tell it no. It's not allowed to. And over time, over practice, this gets easier. Trust me, I don't enjoy splits, but they're good. Especially if you like to dance or do cheer. It's good to try to maintain what you can so that you get nice and strong and flexible at the same time. All right, shake it out. hopefully you guys enjoyed your mini stretching session. Make sure you continue to work on your flexibility daily, every night before you go to bed, every morning when you wake up. Spend the time for you. And if it hurts, stop. General rule of stretching, it's going to be uncomfortable, but it shouldn't hurt. So listen to your body. Make sure if you have any questions, consult your physician. But take care of yourself, okay? All right, guys. Have a wonderful day.